The Colorado Rockies have been an absolute disaster in 2025. Since the All-Star break, things have been more fun, but for those not paying attention, at one point earlier this year, the Rocks, well, they were actually on pace for the worst record in MLB history. On June 1st, they sported a record of 9-50. Heck, they could still do it too. And just a year after the White Sox set the bar as MLB's worst team ever at a new low. Calls for the Monforts to sell the team have never been louder. And guess what? I've watched every inning of every game. I just can't quit them. But you know what? It hasn't been as unbearable as you'd think. In today's video, I give you 5 reasons why the 2025 Colorado Rockies are not as bad as you think they are. I mean, did you realize that the best catcher in Rockies franchise history on this team? Welcome to Good Vibes Baseball. Please be sure to subscribe and hit that thumbs up button. Helps me out a ton, and I do appreciate each and every one of you legends. Now let's get into the good vibes, shall we? No disrespect to Chris Iannetta, Yorvit Torrealba, Tony Wolters, Elias Diaz, Willen Rosario, Ben Petrick, or any of the other obscure names who have played backstop for the Rockies over the years. Comment below with your favorite. But the catching position has never been a true strength for the Rockies. Until 2025, that is. Hunter Goodman, the Rockies' lone All-Star representative this season, has been a revelation in 2025. After hitting below 200 in just over 200 at-bats in 2024, and not catching very much, I might add, Hunter Goodman was not just the Rockies' lone All-Star rep in 2025, but he's also been one of the better catchers in all of baseball. As of August 19, 2025, he's already got 25 home runs and an OPS of 851 in just over 400 at-bats. Cal Raleigh and Shea Langoliers are the only catchers to have more home runs than Goodman. He also has 4 triples, which is the best in baseball for catchers. Or, if ballpark adjusted stats are your thing, his OPS Plus went from just 68 in 2024 to 123 so far in 2025, with double the at-bats. And this isn't a product of Coors Field either. Hunter Goodman has actually been better on the road in 2025 while also mashing at Coors Field. In fact, according to Baseball Savant, if Goodman played all of his games at Coors Field, he'd only have 23 home runs instead of the 25 he actually has. And he hasn't been a black hole on defense either. He's not Andrew Bailey, but he's been much better in 2025 while focusing only on catching instead of bouncing around the diamond. Oh, he's also having the best season by a catcher in Rockies team history. Chris Iannetta is a legend. I love that guy, but he never hit more than 18 home runs in a season. That 2008 season was actually a really good year though. Did you realize that Chris Iannetta had an OPS of 895 that year? But that 3.2 BWAR was in just 104 games. Hunter Goodman has already played more games in 2025, has about 30 or so games left, and has already surpassed Iannetta in hits, RBIs, and runs batted in. That BWAR mark, it's going down. And home run-wise, Willen Rosario did hit 28 home runs back in 2012, so Goodman has yet to pass that mark. But aside from dingers, Goodman is having the better overall season to this point compared to Rosario with over a month left in the 2025 season. He's been a revelation for the Rockies, just like the next reason why the Rockies, well, they're not as bad as you think. The Rockies actually traded Ryan McMahon. I'll be honest, I never thought they'd really do it. Since the Arenado trade, the Rockies have tended to hold on to any player of value until he either has no value left or, leaves in free agency for nothing. As much as I miss McMahon, those are the types of moves that need to be made when you are nowhere close to contending. Is this a sign of growth from within the Rockies front office? Let's hope. But what if I told you that the Rockies' deadline deals did not include the biggest trade of the year? Nope, that would be the March 22nd trade for Tyler Freeman. At the time, the majority of Rockies fans were pissed. Nolan Jones may have been terrible in 2024, but do you remember his 2023 season? Dude hit 20 home runs, 20 doubles, while posting 9 defensive runs saved. He was a beast. So to give up on that for a utility man with no power, I get why folks question the move. Oh, how wrong they were. BWAR doesn't do Freeman justice in this instance, but he has been fantastic for the Rockies in 2025. As of August 19, 2025, through 81 games, he's hitting just under 300 with an OPS close to 800. He's rocking an OPS plus of 108, and that's with just 2 home runs. Nolan Jones's OPS plus in 2025? Just 68. Freeman also has 16 stolen bases and plays wherever Warren Schaefer needs him. But the big thing? He doesn't strike out. Baseball Savant ranks him near the very top in both whiff and K percentages. He's also not chasing and even walking a little bit. A big reason for the Rockies' historic struggles early in 2025? Putting the ball in play. It felt like every game you could take the over on opposing pitcher total strikeouts to start the year. Tyler Freeman is the opposite of that. He has brought a much-needed balance to this lineup and has been great for the Rockies in 2025. But did you realize that he's just one of several young players who are actually having solid seasons in 2025? The 2024 Chicago White Sox were historically bad. And when you look at that lineup, you get it. Andrew Benintendi led the team with 20 home runs that year. Luis Robert Jr. led the offense in B-WAR at 1.4. Tommy Pham and Yoan Moncada were the only hitters with an OPS plus over 100. And Moncada, well, he played in just 12 games that year. That team was terrible with the bats. That's not the 2025 Colorado Rockies. We already talked about Hunter Goodman and Tyler Freeman, but a big reason why the Rockies aren't as bad as you think? We've got some bright young talent that's starting to put it together at the big league level. Mickey Moniak is a former #1 overall pick. Maybe he's not as young as the others, but 2025 is just his age 27 season. He's got an OPS over 800 with 18 home runs in 104 games so far in 2025. Jordan Beck, the 38th overall pick of the 2022 MLB draft, looked to be in over his head in the 2024 season and to start the 2025 season. But after an early season demotion, he has been fantastic for the Rockies. He's hitting .273 with 14 home runs and 14 steals. And at just 24, he's playing the game with a youthful energy that is infectious. When Mike Honcho is rolling, that team is rolling. But it's not just those two. What about the more recent call-ups? Kyle Karros has been great since his promotion following the McMahon trade. He's risen from an unranked prospect to one of the Rockies' top-ranked prospects in just a year's time and looks to be the future of the hot corner in Colorado. In 11 games so far, Karros has 9 hits and 3 doubles and has played very solid defense. He also just hit his first career home run in game number 12 as I record this. And he's walked just as much as he's struck out. He and Tyler Freeman have added a new dynamic to this lineup just by working counts, taking walks, and, just putting the ball into play. Rockies manager Warren Schaefer even went so far as to compare Karros to Rockies legend Nolan Arenado at the same point in his career. That is the impression that Karros has made so far. And then there is the man, the myth, the legend that is Warming Bernabel. I'm not sure I've seen someone win the entire fan base over quicker than Warming. Maybe it's the name, the tattoos, or just the fact that he's been amazing to start his major league career. Whatever it is, we love Warming, and rightfully so. In his first 22 games, Warming Bernabel is hitting over 300, slugging over 500, has hit 4 home runs, 6 doubles, and 1 triple, culminating in an OPS plus of 128. He's also made some great plays on defense and even helped Juan Mejia claim the #1 spot on SportsCenter's top plays just the other day. He's also not striking out. Just like Karros, he has helped balance out this lineup and has come up big, including his August 18th walk-off hit. Baseball is actually fun again! And I didn't even mention Brenton Doyle or Ezekiel Tovar. After slow starts, they have also started to find their bats. There are others too, but it's not just the young offensive talent. One of the biggest reasons the Rockies aren't as bad as you think? Some excellent relief pitchers. The 2025 Colorado Rockies are dead last in all of baseball in runs allowed per game. So how the heck can any of their relief pitchers be a reason that they aren't as bad as you think they are? Have you heard of Jimmy the Human Glitch Herget? The pitching ninja legend has been absolutely phenomenal in 2025 for the Rockies. So far, in 67 innings pitched, Jimmy is 1-2 with a 2.69 ERA and a 1.79 ERA+. He may not throw very hard, but he has been clutch this season for the Rockies and already has tied his career high for B-WAR in a season at 2.3. We probably should have moved him at the deadline too. Speaking of which, prior to this trade and then his subsequent demotion to AAA, Jake Bird was excellent for the Rockies. Did you realize that he had a FIP under 3 through 49 1/3 innings pitched this year, and that he was actually better at Coors Field than on the road? Or what about the youngsters? Victor Vodnik has bounced back nicely with 6 saves and a sub-4 FIP through 39 1/3 innings pitched so far this year. Juan Mejia, well, he's been a lot more than just a great catch to close out his first career save. As of August 19, 2025, he's got a 3.25 FIP in 46 innings pitched. Dugan Darnell is an amazing story and has pitched well to start his career. Jaden Hill also has an ERA under 4. He was drafted out of LSU just a few years ago. The flamethrower, Seth Halverson, has been sidelined as of late, but his stuff is electric, and he's still just figuring things out. I'm not even mentioning the young pitchers who have flashed some previous success, yet have struggled this season. The Rockies actually have some really exciting young arms. They aren't as bad as you think they are, and they also appear to have the right man at the helm of this ship. As a Rockies fan, I have come to the realization that the Monforts are probably never selling the team. There is just no reason for them to. And that means that we are probably going to see a lot more of the same moving forward from a philosophy standpoint. The Monforts don't like to bring in outside people. They also are loyal, maybe to a fault. Bud Black was finally relieved of his duties as the Rockies manager after starting 7-33. This was after years of mediocre results and a weird refusal to give young players a real shot. The change was overdue, to say the least. The Rockies promoted Warren Schaefer to interim manager, and you know what? I think we've got a pretty dang good skipper. The Milwaukee meltdown gets the attention, but all things considered, Warren Schaefer has done a very good job with this team in 2025. He's young, relates to his players, and seems to know how to get the most out of them. The record may not reflect that, but he's also never managed before. It's fun to see him literally learning on the job. But he's managed the lineups and relievers really well, has embraced the young players, and appears to be improving the Rockies' overall hitting philosophy since he's taken charge. And this is after being a lifelong member of the Rockies organization. That's right, he was drafted by the Rockies in the 38th round of the 2007 MLB draft, and when his major league dreams didn't come to fruition, he joined the organization as a coach and has worked his way up to where he is today. Again, the Monforts are loyal to their own, and this time it appears to have actually worked out for the Rockies. So call me an optimist if you want. Maybe I'm looking at this season with purple-colored glasses. Yes, the record tells us that the 2025 Colorado Rockies have been terrible. They have a shot, record-wise, at being the worst team ever. But just maybe, they're not as bad as you think they are. That's gonna do it for today, baseball fans. Thanks so much for watching. Who's your favorite member of the 2025 Rockies? Am I crazy? Comment below, and please be sure to hit that subscribe button so you never miss a video. Also, please hit that thumbs up if you enjoyed yourself. I know I did. But until next time, baseball fans, cheers!